And let's hear some of these amazing stories. So Julie Marchak, calling in from Canada, woohoo, will be our first call tonight. Julie, are you there?
Yes, I sure am. Thank you.
Hi, Julie, welcome to the call.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first question has nothing to do with the shred, but what are you passionate about?
What am I passionate about? My family, I think. It's I have two twin girls that are 19 and then a 22-year-old, and I live, eat, breathe, exercise. I do everything for them. Probably too much for them sometimes, but they are my pride and joy for sure.
Absolutely. And that's what, parents are. We are caregivers, we are caretakers, and we always want to do what's best for our kiddos and always looking out for them. So who shared ER Shred with you?
Lisa Woolney shared the ER Shred with me. So she's my team leader with Isagenix. She's in Alberta, and yeah, I've been doing Isagenix for almost 7 years now.
Wow. So you joined around the same time I did. I did Mother's Day 7 years ago. That was my Mother's Day.
I think the 15th of May or something is my start date. So.
Oh, awesome. So what have you experienced?
Well, I lost a ton of weight with Isagenix. I lost 145 pounds. So I lost over half my original body weight.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you're in the 100-pound club.
I'm the 100-pound club member. Yes.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, and I had huge success right out of the gate. Yeah, I was, you would not recognize me. I was a totally different person with totally different ambition, a lack of luster, a lack of wanting to do anything, and lack of confidence, you name it. I lacked it. And I was suffering from all the different health ailments out there as well. So I was about 41 years old, I guess, when I got started, and I wasn't living the life. I created a beautiful life, but wasn't living and enjoying it because I wasn't physically or mentally capable of it anymore because I let my health go so badly. I was worried about everyone else but myself. So yeah, I lost 100 pounds in the first 7 months of Isagenix. And then I went on to lose another 30 within the first year. So 130 pounds in the first year. I was a proud 100-pound club member and continue to be. I do a maintenance weight every year and continue to hold my 100-pound club membership or whatever, sponsorship or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I was an Isabody finalist in 2018. The last year they did North American finalists. So I was one of 15 finalists selected across North America. And yeah, I got up on the stage in Nashville was when I got up on stage at the celebration there.
Oh, wow. That is an amazing journey.
Yeah, it has been amazing. I'm grateful every day for so many things that Isagenix has given me.
And one of the things that, we were chit-chatting before the call opened, and you referenced it in here as well, is that you're always taking care of everybody else and not yourself. What is your advice to people that do that?
Don't do that. I love my girls and they are my pride and joy, but I do have priorities now for myself. So a priority is to make sure that I'm eating 3 meals a day. A priority is that I'm making sure that I get up and I exercise every morning. I made it work. I got up out of bed at 5:30 in the morning so that I could go exercise and be home before it was time to get them up out of bed and start the day. So those things had to be and continue to be routine and priority for me.
And what have you noticed since you put yourself in that priority?
Well, I'm enjoying life like I didn't even know was possible. Again, I'm a new person. You wouldn't recognize me, you wouldn't know me from my before and after pictures almost. So I'm now able to outplay my girls, outrun my girls, outsmart my girls, you name it. And they're in their 20s. So
that is awesome. So 2018, you were an Isabody finalist. To that October of 2020, ER Shred came around. So there's still some time in between there. So what was going on and what made you take a look at the ER Shred?
Yeah, well, I did actually do a fitness figure competition in 2018 as well, in the transformation category. So I got up on stage in tiny, teeny bikini and shredded myself. It was a lot like an Isabody because it was in a transformation category. So I really depleted my body. I kind of got healthy and then I kind of went unhealthy to the other side of things. So I've taken my body to both extremes, and neither one were good. I was, like, again, I got blood sugar problems. I had blood sugar problems before Isagenix, and I got blood sugar problems training to go into a stage, right? So I needed to find a balance. So after 2019, I started to not know where I fit. As IsaBody finalist, it's a common knowledge that we all really struggle after that high of being a finalist, and not only a finalist, but also that high of being on stage, in both the fitness figure competition and in the Isagenix world. So it's like, yeah, you come off this huge adrenaline rush and you just don't know what to strive for next, right? So I did lots of things. I tried lots of things. My probably year prior to starting the shred, I went 100% vegan because I'm like, let's try this. Like I now always need something new, a new challenge, a new goal, taking things to another level. So, plant-based was huge. Isagenix just had come out with the plant-based stuff. And I was like, I'm going to go full vegan. So I went full vegan and I found that I was doing it. It was okay. I wasn't getting huge results. I was craving lots of carbs because I just didn't know how to, I wasn't feeling full and satisfied. And it was a big job to prepare vegan food all the time, because you don't just eat a bowl of lentils. Like, you just don't eat a steak, right? Like, it's just not the same. And I got to the point where the weight was creeping up, but I was feeling so unsatisfied and I was lacking energy and I was aching. I think the big thing that made me change is I was aching every night. So I'd sit down and everything would ache. My joints would ache, my muscles would ache. I'd be like, oh, I must have trained really hard at the gym today. But it just happened every night. So I was like, something's not right. So Lisa called me up and said, have you seen the CR shred? And I'm like, yeah, I stumbled across it. Like, oh my gosh, they don't drink Ionics. Like, what's wrong with them?
It can be added back once it's deemed non-alcoholic.
I know, and I didn't add it back because I didn't need it. I just had I'm 100% Isagenix. There's nothing out there better or bigger or nicer or healthier. I live, eat, and breathe Isagenix. So it was a little bit different to think. I'm like, okay, well, they're still drinking shakes, so that's a good thing. And, can I eat red? I've never been a big meat eater. Can I eat red meat? I don't do well with red meat. But I'm like, Lisa's like, no, let's try it. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she's like, let's start December. I think she wanted to start December 26th. And I was like, you don't tell me a month ahead of time that you're going to start something in December. I'm like, I'm starting now. So I started, it was in November. I started with 2021, I think, was the first shred I did. And I lost 10 pounds. I stopped aching. I started sleeping better at night. Things just really changed for me. And yeah, I definitely was feeling a lot better. So I was like, I need animal protein and I need animal fat. This vegan thing is not what I need. And yeah, I was really worried about not eating my fruit and vegetables, but I survived without fruit and vegetables. And I don't, every now and then I'm like, oh, I need a carrot or I'm going to have some celery, but I don't need to live off of fruit and vegetables anymore like I was. So.
Oh, and congratulations, 10 pounds on your first shred. But yeah. What I hear even more is the aches stopped and your sleep improved. Yeah. What other side effects like that did you experience?
Yeah, again, the weight is not a big thing for me anymore. I've kind of let that go because I know what healthy is now. I know what unhealthy is on both spectrums of being overweight and obese and being almost underweight and not feeling good. So my goal in life is to be healthy and have the energy and to be strong, right? And not only my body, but my mind too. And that's why I really love cleansing. And I've done lots of research on cleansing, and I don't want dementia like my grandparents got. I truly believe I'm on the right track and I'm feeling good. And so that is the most important. And yeah, I've worked out in the gym for 6+ years, lifting heavy weights, and I've never been able to up my weights. I've been at almost the same weight since day one. I'm not day one, but as long as I can remember, like it was always a 20-pound dumbbell, and it was always a, whatever, 135-pound deadlift. But now I'm adding, like I added weight this morning. I hit new personal best again this morning with my leg press. And I was like 410 pounds leg press. Like I couldn't even do 3 plates aside before, like, and now I surprised, and I hadn't even eaten for 60+ hours. Like I was literally coming off a cleanse, and I was able to push weight like that.
How did that feel?
It feels amazing. Like you feel on fire, right?
That is powerful.
Yeah, it is, because it's so nice. And yeah, like I said, I have 20-year-olds in the gym, and the men look at me and go, she's not putting more plates on there, is she? And then, oh my God, she's not even struggling to push that. Like they don't expect it from me.
Girl power. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, what do your 19-year-old twins and your 22-year-old think of this protocol and you doing this? And are they joining?
They're a little funny about it. They're, even my husband, I had him try one and he just couldn't get on board. But like, my husband's let it, like he was a finalist as well with Isagenix. So we're a rare couple that both of us were finalists. He was a Canadian finalist the first year in 2020. So he's struggled with like huge stress through COVID, and he's put on extra weight, and he's now struggling with high blood pressure. And I'm like, honey, like, look at me. Like, I know it doesn't seem right, but you need to try, because otherwise you're going on high blood pressure medicine here in the next week or two. So, I can't, I just can't push it too much with anybody else in my house, but you know what? They're all eating grass-fed beef now on a regular, because I wouldn't cook beef regularly before. And now when I do cook it, I buy what, I buy it because I can afford to buy it. And that's what my family needs to eat. And the butter, I don't buy margarine anymore. And I avoid the, canola oil additives and things and sugar I shop differently. So they are getting the benefits of that as well.
Well, and like you shared, you're the caretaker in the house. So I'm sure you're doing the grocery shopping. So they're stuck with whatever's in the house, right?
Exactly.
And that I experience as well.
Yeah.
I am so excited to hear about this. Is there anything else on your heart you want to share?
I don't know. It's just, Isagenix is an amazing product. I do feel that they've been a little lost lately with the beauty side and things. And I just love that the ER shred is so basic and back to the simple steps, because I am true simple. I've been around too long to get too messed up with all the extras. And I said, the big things I've learned is that a supplement is a food. And I think if I'd known that a long time ago, things might have been different for me, because I struggled but then, I'd struggle, and then I'd be like, well, I just had 200 calories in supplements, and I'm not full. Like I just had tri-release and ionics and this nitro, and now I don't. Like now a black coffee is all I need before I go to the gym. Like that is and I enjoy it just as much as I did that nitro. And like the products are great, but they were great, and they did great things for me, but I also got lost in the products a little bit too, right? I do suffer from blood sugar related issues. Like now I'm on like a low blood sugar, where before I was a high blood sugar. And so, and I believe I'm borderline, PCOS. So I really need to stay away from those things like the grains and the dairies and the things. And those, now I'm feeding and fueling myself that serves my health. And that's the biggest gain I think I've gotten from this all.
Yeah. And I think that's really important, is you find your blueprint.
Yeah.
And that's the power of the protocol. We bring you to the narrow road, right? Like Susan's video, the road narrows. Like we do have this amazing menu of product available to us, but let's narrow the road to find out what works.
Yeah.
And then determine what do we really need to fuel our body, and let's keep it simple. Like I will tell you, teaching middle school, my ionics is cleared as a non-culprit. It is back in my life. But I get it. Like, what do our bodies need?
Yeah.
The grass-fed cows we're eating are living on the grass, and they're doing just fine, and they're fueling us pretty darn well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, what a great share, Julie. Thank you so much for being here, calling in from Canada. Thank you. All right, let's take